everybody, here for Black Ink Crew, Season 4, Episode 8. Let's get to it. I know I'm late on my reviews, but you know I catch up. I just gotta get my life, y'all. Like personal life, professional life, everything just be jacking me up. And I don't want to jump on camera and I don't want y'all to see that my energy is low, so that's why sometimes I just take a little breather. But I gotta stop doing that and I gotta be consistent. I gotta pull it out of me, do the videos, and then go on about my business and feel like crap later. So, but I'm back, y'all. So this is a little delayed, but I'm catching up just in time for the new episodes of Love and Hip Hop and Black Ink tomorrow. So let's get into season 4, episode 8. So it starts off with Sky coming into the Black Ink shop in her bikini. Now you know Sky done had this surgery. Sky done got the boobies looking right, the booty looking right. So she come in a bikini. And Ted is like, this is a good idea for marketing. So Scott comes up with the idea to do a customer appreciation day. And the customer would get 55 cents off of the first tattoo. So Ted is like, this is a good marketing strategy. So Caesar and Dutchess come and they see her in her bikini. And they're like, as crazy as Scott is, this is a good idea. And then this will help us in getting Black Ink on 125th like we want to do. So they just let Scott have at it. She's bringing in customers. And now Dutchess is talking about Pretty in Ink opening up next weekend, and she invites the whole crew to come, and she's like, yeah, my haters could have a front row seat. I'm like, Dutchess, here you go. Here you go. First of all, Dutchess, let me put this out there. You don't have haters, sweetie. You do not have haters. Every single person that has an issue with you has an issue with you for a reason. Because you are a bona fide bitch. You are. You're a bona fide bitch, and you can never take responsibility for the stuff that you do. Ain't nobody at Black Ink hating on you. They don't like you because of your personality. So that's just something you gotta deal with unless you plan on changing your personality. So now we get to Sassy having this meeting with Phoenix and Naeem, and both of them were very pissed about the shoot, and they didn't feel safe. They didn't feel comfortable. And Naeem is like, listen, I got a daughter. Phoenix is like, I got kids. Stuff happens. I gotta make sure I'm right. And Phoenix is really not wanting to deal with it because of what went down at Inktastic, with the girl being raped and them being robbed. So, he has to think about it. But Naeem is like, listen, we're a family. I'ma come back, but if it happens again, I gotta bow out. So, Phoenix is like, I gotta think about it. It's a lot to think about because I'm not comfortable. So he's basically over it. So Sassy is like, okay, well, I give him time to think about it. Give him time to think about it. So now we get to this meetup with Dutchess and Donna. Dutchess brings along Maria, who is I think she's like an advisor or something, like a counselor, like a pastor, something like that. So she brought Maria along to talk to Donna because she feels like Donna is just, like loose and needs somebody to talk to and whatnot. So Donna feels like Dutchess has been slut shaming her and not taking responsibility for doing so, which I agree, because I don't feel like Donna has a problem. I feel like Donna is just free in her sexuality, which is fine. There's people on this earth that's like this. They like to explore sex many different ways. If you feel like they're a hoe, then that's how you feel. They may not feel like that. But I don't feel like Donna has an issue or Donna is, crying out for help. Donna is just young. She wants to be free. She wants to, she wants to get her thottism on. Let her get her thottism on. She ain't hurting nobody. So, Maria is giving Donna advice, and she's like, I was you back in the day, and I'm HIV positive. So, me going and sleeping with this person, that person, and this person made me, had me end up in where I'm at. So Donna is sitting there listening to her, but at the same time, Donna is like, I don't have an issue. I just like to have sex, I slept with people in the shop. Okay, so what? And I'm like, I understand where Maria is coming from, and I understand where Donna is coming from. And I just feel like instead of Dutchess bringing this woman along to try and give her advice. Duchess should have been woman enough to talk to Donna face to face and say what she had to say. You bringing somebody along to try and have like a come to Jesus meeting, it was pointless because Donna is Donna. Donna is a free spirit. Donna's going to do what she wants to do. So, Donna just feels a certain way because Duchess came back telling everybody how she mouth raped her, and Duchess was like, well, I wasn't interested, or whatever, whatever. So they finally apologize to each other and move on with a clean slate. Maria brings up the idea that Donna should work at Pretty in Ink, and Duchess is sitting there like, no, 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 don't bring that up to her. Abort mission, abort mission. So Donna is like, I've thought about it, but I don't think I want to work at Pretty in Ink because me and Duchess don't really get along like that. And I'm like, Maria is really trying to sell Donna to Duchess, and Duchess is like, no ma'am. And honestly, it wouldn't work out because Duchess, now that she's a boss, I imagine her being a bigger bitch than she is at Black Ink. So yeah, that wouldn't work out at all because Donna has too much of an opinion and always has something to say, and Duchess doesn't like that. Duchess feels like, oh, you shouldn't be talking back. You should just be listening. You should let me say how I say what I want to say, how I say it, and just listen. So that's why that would never work. So Duchess is prepping to tattoo Kathie. And, Kathie comes in. Osh doesn't have anything to say because him and Kathie just had words or whatever with Caesar. So, Kathie says that she's getting a Lord Ganesha. And Lord Ganesha is like, I think that's like a Buddhist monk or something like that, like an elephant. I mean, if I'm wrong, put it in the comments and correct me. But, Lord Ganesha is somebody who looks over her because she's like spirit, like they bring her spirits down, not bring her spirits down, but bring her back to reality, and help her cope with stress or whatever. And I'm like, okay, Kathie, whatever keeps your crazy ass sane. So while she's getting a tattoo, Kathie's talking about how she reached a breaking point where she feels disrespected by him, and she's gonna call on her spirit guides to deal with him. And she's like, she's no longer gonna let him make her his doormat. She's gonna make him her doormat. I said that right? I hope I said it right. So even though Caesar told her last time that he's gonna dock pay to pay her for child support, she's still gonna go forward with serving him. And I'm like, you just opening up a can of worms and you just do not care. So now we get to Sassy and Puma, and they're at their relaunch party, and Sassy has called Phoenix and she's getting nowhere. He's not answering. So Naeem is the only tattoo artist there, and they're worried that the relaunch party is gonna fail. So wait a minute. Oh no, it's not the relaunch party. They're trying to figure out if Phoenix is going to come for the relaunch party. So Naeem is the only artist there, and Puma is nervous because, of course by now everybody in Harlem has heard about the shooting. So he just wants to reestablish the reputation of Arts Inc. He doesn't want it to be known as the tattoo shop that failed and was shot at. He wants it to be something, major, and which is good. So now we get to Sky, Ted, and Dez. And Sky is in the studio wanting to rap. Sky, I love you, but stay away from a microphone. See, you got body now. You should model. You should not rap, boo. I love you, though. I love you, Sky. I love you. You just shouldn't rap. You should not rap. Especially the rap that you did. This was ratchet as hell. So, she's wanting to rap. And her inspiration for rapping is rapping about a guy who stole her chain after sex. Like something, Sky, with this upgraded body, Sky needs to make her standards a little bit higher than what they are. Because something is always going wrong with her and men. Was it last season? We saw Bobby. And Bobby was the one who was fresh out of jail, and Sky was all over him and loved him. And then next thing you know, when she went to jail, dude was squatting in her apartment. He stole from her. left his stuff in her apartment. She ended up throwing his stuff out the window. Just all kinds of craziness. So Sky, please, I pray your standards are much higher than they were before you got body yaddy. So again, I love you and I want the best for you. I love you. So Ted is sitting there, he's listening to her rap in the booth, and he's saying, this is the worst song I've ever heard. So then after, the jokes and everything with the song, she makes mention to Ted and Dez that her baby father wants to meet up with her. So, she has like so much hate and hurt in her heart for this man because she had 2 babies by him and he basically left her, to fend for herself after she had the babies. So, he made all these broken promises to her. As a 14-year-old girl, you're naive. You're thinking, oh, this man is going to love me forever. And that doesn't come true. So all her hopes, dreams, and everything was just shattered by him. And she's like, she has to make a decision if she's going to speak to him or not. She feels like she should speak to him for some sort of closure and just to let go of some of the pain because she does miss her sons, but she knows that the time is not right to see them. But this will be a step in the right direction for her to see them. So we get to the Art to Ink relaunch party. And surprisingly, well, not really surprisingly, the community, everybody supported. They came by and they stopped by. So Puma is hoping that Phoenix makes an appearance, and he does. And he just sat and he thought about it. He's like, even though this happened at Art to Ink, we're a family, and I don't just walk out on family, which is true. Because like I said, Phoenix is my big bro, and he is very family oriented. Like that's his motivation to keep on going. He loves his kids, he loves his friends, he loves his family. So, him saying he doesn't walk out on family, he means that, from the bottom of his heart, he means that. So, now we have a client that comes in wanting a Phoenix tattoo, ironically, and she tells her story of how she lived for everyone else by herself but herself, and she lived for her kids, she lived for her husband, but she's never really done much for herself. So she feels like, she's reborn. She's a phoenix rising from the ashes. And Phoenix can relate because he's the same way. His backstory is sad. Drug addicted mother. He's been homeless. He's been just all kinds of things has happened. Shelter systems, all kinds of things. So he feels like now with his tattooing, that saved his life, and he's basically a man becoming a father because he has kids, and he's a father becoming a better man, which is a good, that's a good, that's a good phrase to live by. And I can honestly say I am proud of him seeing, because I've known Phoenix back when all of this was going down. He never really spoke about it too much when we were kids, but I had an inkling of what was going on with him back then. But like I said, he never really spoke about it, So now, seeing who he is now compared to who he was in the past, he has definitely grown up a lot. He has definitely, and he's the way he is on TV is the way he is in person. Definitely. So, he does the tattoo of the Phoenix, and of course the tattoo is bomb, cause he's bomb. I knew he was bomb before y'all knew he was bomb. But yeah, the tattoo is really, really nice. The colors and everything. The only thing I would have liked is if she would have got the tattoo in another space so we could have seen a bigger picture of the Phoenix. But I love the tattoo. Of course I love the tattoo. So, and I'm not just saying that because he's a friend of mine. I'm saying it because the tattoo was dope. So, now we get to Sky, and she's facing the past. She meets up with the father of her kids, and she doesn't know how to feel. She's nervous, she's excited, she's upset, she's sad, she's happy. Her emotions they're all over the place. So basically, again, she wants closure. She wants to know why he did what he did. And her baby's father's name is Reese, and she associates him with pain. And she's like, here it is, I have a family with him, but I don't know this man, and my family is broken. So he apologizes for what he did, and leaving her and whatnot. And she's like, well, again, like I said earlier, meeting up with him is a step in a direction toward her meeting her kids. But she knows it's not the time. So Sky is like, I don't hold no grudges, we could still be friends. And she feels like she did what was best as a mom by giving her kids up for adoption. And her next challenge would be to meet her boys when the time is right. And me, honestly, I respect Sky a lot. I respect her a lot, because not a lot of women would have been able to do what she did. And anybody who feels like Sky is selfish, or they feel any type of negativity towards Sky and what she did, I honestly feel like Sky did the right thing, because her boys are they're living the good life, because she made a decision as a mom to give that to them, to give them to somebody who could take care of them and love them the way that she probably wouldn't have been able to do at 14, And there's women out here who are abusing their kids, beating the crap out of their kids, and harming their kids, when there's people out here who could take care of them kids that they're abusing, that they're, raising to be messed up in this messed up world, So I feel like my hat is off to Sky. I respect her 100%. She should not feel guilty about anything that she did, because she did the right thing as a mother. She did the right thing as a mother. She made sure her kids were taken care of, and that's the number one thing you do as a mom. You make sure your cubs are protected, loved, and taken care of. Even if it's not you that's doing the taking care of and whatnot, you make sure your kids are straight. And that's what Sky did. So like I said, kudos to her. She shouldn't feel no kind of way. So now we get to Dutchess and Caesar, and Dutchess is nervous about the opening. She's having a bunch of what ifs. So Caesar gives her, boss advice. He's like, it's different when you working in a tattoo shop versus when you own it, because you have all these things that's going on, bills, mortgage, staff that you gotta run, all kinds of things. So you can do this. You're a boss, So she's on her way to North Carolina, and she's just a big ball of emotion. She's just asking so many questions like, what if I fail? What if this doesn't work? What if the grand opening fails? All kinds of things, which is natural. So now we're back at Black Ink, and a guy comes in saying, oh, have you seen Richard Duncan? Is Richard Duncan here? So basically everybody in the shop lies and say that he's not in there. Caesar says that he fired him because they knew that he was some type of he was somebody who was like either a cop or a judge or something like that. So the guy leaves, and Caesar can't understand why Kathie is still involved in the courts when he said that he would dock pay. So the guy comes back with a picture of and he's like, listen, I know this is you. This is Richard Duncan. So he gives him the papers, and that basically makes Spiral out of control. He's walking the streets with liquor in his hand. He looks like he's about to cry. So he feels like his life is just spiraling out of control, and he can't do anything about it. And he just feels betrayed by Kathie. And I'm just like, Kathie is so bitter. Like, usually in situations like this, I would side with the mom, because sometimes the dad is like a deadbeat. But not to say that is not a deadbeat, but Kathie is just very bitter, and you can tell she's bitter. You can tell she wants to be with him, and because he doesn't want to be with her, she wants to act crazy. Like, you can just tell with her, and Kathie is just annoying. And it's like, what more do you want? If Caesar himself said personally he would dock his pay, why couldn't you just take that? You had to go and make things worse. So that was episode 8. Y'all let me know how y'all felt. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.